Alright guys, here we have a 2925 Ti series Ingersoll Rand impact, 3/4 drive. We're going to go ahead and take this apart, show you guys what to look for, and pretty much how to do a tune-up kit on these tools. Things to look for in these tools, obviously, is loss of power, or the trigger gets stuck and the tool just automatically runs. Loss of power is normally going to mean you do need a maintenance kit, because it's probably going to be that the vanes are worn out, bearings are worn out, and hopefully you didn't wait too long and you didn't damage the end plates too much. So right now we're taking off these four bolts that hold this tool together. So the bolt comes through the back. Take this guy off real quick. To the back and holds all three pieces together. And here we're using a 3/16 Allen to take these off. This comes off, take off the rear plate. Very, very important that the rear plate, this guy slides and goes on here just like this. So if you have troubles putting the bolts in, it's probably going to be this guy's not lined up. And the flare side always goes towards the air motor, holding the air motor together, just like this. This is probably a part you probably have to replace. Just the rear gasket. So now we go ahead and pull the gear casing out. Just like that. And right now we'll focus on the air motor. So this guy upside down. See the air motor's here. Normally you can pop this over, pushing on the air motor here, pop this out, and the air motor comes out. There is a little indicating here pin, which goes on here, just like a key. Once we take that out, we'll take off the vanes, right? Once inspect the vanes, check the vanes. Normally this is a part you're also going to replace, because these guys will get worn out. You might find these actually cracked, and that would also cause you to lose power. Things that we look for in here is we're looking for these end plates. These end plates here get worn out, like this one has some wear right there. This normally gets worn out when the bearing gets loose and starts dancing inside, starts wobbling, and then it starts digging into the metal here. So now the air motor, instead of being perfectly straight, it's actually cocked to one side, and it's digging in and it's losing power that way. All right, also check these bearings. These bearings do get replaced. Part you replace, and then you have a front bearing as well. This guy does come off pretty easily. Push this in with the and this is the front end plate. You also want to check that plate as well for wear. The next thing that we're going to check the air motor. With this guy, flip it upside down, pull this out. You could also even use the bolt from this, push these pins down, come right on out. Now you can pull this anvil straight out. Things to look out for this enamel: look for wear marks right here on the sides, look for any cracks, especially on these sides right here. This is what we're looking for. If you see these rounded off, it means that the hammer is not actually activating and hitting anymore. So look for these guys right here. Next, we'll take this guy. We'll take the hammers out, and we'll spec the hammers. Mainly looking for wear on the edges here as well, and we're looking for any cracks. So we're looking for no cracks. All right, if this is cracked, then the losing power as well. So normally you'll see cracks here or here, and this guy looks good. Same thing on this guy. All right. This is the hammer frame. Hammer frame, we're gonna look for wear marks, especially here in the center here. You obviously see cracks here down the middle, on the outside, and also you'll see cracks here. If you see this cracked, then obviously you have to replace this guy. Good way to do a little test: bring your pin, hit it. If you hear that bell sound, that means that it's a whole complete set. There's no cracks in it. If it had a crack, it would sound like this. but always inspect here and here. On the casing, we're just looking for any wear marks. There's a casing that could be, sometimes it could be dirt, rocks that fall inside here, so we're looking for, make sure nothing's inside, everything's clean. This is just grease. Now we're gonna take off the air inlet valve assembly, so it's called the throttle valve assembly. This could be a cause where the air valve is broken, where you plug in your tool and the tool just runs. So this is a part of the maintenance kit as well. Take this guy off. You might have to use the impact to take this off. These are pretty tight. So pull this guy out. You should have a strainer. Strainer comes out. And then you have your throttle valve spring and your throttle valve. So looking for the throttle valve, make sure this is not broken. A lot of times this guy would be broken, or you're missing fins on the outside. So make sure that guy is not broken. And you pull this guy out, and here we're looking for, make sure that we do have a full half a moon there. So we're gonna go ahead and put in the throttle valve assembly back in, just same way as it came out, right? We'll drop in the air valve first, throttle valve, and make sure this guy does fall straight down, which it did at the time. Just like that, it fell straight down. Now we put in the throttle valve spring, the air strainer, and the air inlet. If this is not installed properly, you will know right away, because when you go and put in the throttle valve, the trigger, you won't have any tension. It'll be loose. So right now it has some tension. I push it in, click the engage. Now it doesn't come out. Next, we're going to drop in the air motor. Put that in. First things, obviously, make sure everything's nice and clean. We got new bearings. We got a new maintenance kit. We got new seals. All right, we'll drop in the air motor. Add in your vanes. Flat side always goes on the outside, just like this. So you put this in backwards, the tool will lose power and will not run. You can't put it in this way. We'll drop in our rear end plate. It does have a guide. Just like that, we gotta make sure this guy is flush. Put in our little lock there. We'll drop in our rear bearing. We'll flip this over. We'll drop in our front bearing. Just like that. So next step on our 2925 Ti, we're going to go ahead and put the impact hammers back together. So pretty much the impact mechanism of the tool. We'll start off by making sure that these guys, like I said, are always opposite of each other. All right, this is a no-no. You can't do that. It's got to be opposite of each other. So we'll drop this guy one at a time. Just like that. Flip this guy over. Now we'll drop in our anvil. I have to turn it. And now we're going to drop in the roll pins. Let's just slide right on in. We have to just adjust. There you go. Like that. And then we'll put in our casing. Like that. Flip this guy over. This guy goes like that. All right, guys. Now we're going to go ahead and put the. We have the handle assembly and we have the hammer assembly. Air motor's already in. The rear plate, we're going to put that in, so we just put this back together. I find that putting in 2 screws, at least 2 screws, makes it a little easier. You want to get this guy lined up. Just like that. Put in your spacer. This guy does have a side. So you see this bottom side here, this always goes towards the bottom. Now we'll put our motor in. Hammer together. Just like that. Do a snug tight on each of the 4 bolts. Just make sure you got a good close. And that's basically it.